Guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Stephanie and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be going over my 2026 goals as well as my 2026 TBR. I chose 26 books for the year 2026, and so let's just get into everything. Okay, so we're going to start off with my 2026 goals, and my first goal is I want to finish 100 books. I don't care if that's physical, audio, Kindle, I don't care. I just want to finish 100 books. I want to consume 100 books. My next goal is I want to actually DNF books. I always have this as a goal and then I don't do it. Like, I just force myself to read books that I don't like just because I want to include them in my wrap up. Why? Why am I wasting time reading books that I don't like, knowing that they put me in a reading slump? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. So I actually want to DNF books and track them. I want to track the books I'm DNFing, why I'm DNFing them, just so that I know. And so if I ever want to pick that book back up, I can go back and be like, okay, this is why I stopped reading that. Am I in the mood for that now? Yeah, that's what I want to do. My next reading goal is actually writing more book reviews, and not just, it was good, I loved it, it was so good. I want to actually write book reviews. I'm so bad at actually reviewing the books. I usually just go in and give it a star rating and call it a day. I want to actually write reviews. My next goal is actually using my reading journals, my physical one and my digital one. I want to keep up on both of them. And I figure if I'm doing better at keeping up on my digital one, I can use my digital one and just put all that information into the physical one at some point, or vice versa. So I want to keep up on my reading journals. The next goal is actually sticking to my TBRs. I'm a mood reader, I know, but I actually want to work on getting better at setting a TBR and actually sticking to it. Like, I don't have to finish it, but at least reading half of them, which goes into my next goal, which is finishing at least half of my 26 for 2026 TBR. So I want to finish at least half of them. I feel like that's doable. We have 12 months. Why can't I read 12 books that I chose at the beginning of the year? You know, I want to at least finish half of them. I want to actually work on getting better at sticking to TBRs. And the last reading goal is just romanticizing reading. And what I mean by that is more cozy reading vlogs for my short form content, more listening to my Spotify reading playlist, more ambiance, lighting candles. I want to just romanticize it and make it become more of a cozy routine, and just having more fun with it, if that makes any sense. Like having a nice little snack and beverage, lighting a candle, getting cozy. Like, I want to just romanticize reading instead of just reading. Does that make any sense? I really don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in here, okay? It makes sense in here. I also have various personal goals, like stop worrying about my numbers on social media, work on my sleep schedule, work on my mental health, actually letting people go and not keeping toxic people in my life, watch more movies, stop biting my nails, things like that. I also have social media goals, but I'm not going to get into those because they're numbers based. And yes, I know it doesn't go with my stop worrying about numbers, but when I say stop worrying about numbers, it's more so the views and the likes. I like setting a follower goal for the year, and if I hit it, I hit it. If I don't, I don't. I really don't care. Goals aren't that deep, okay? They're not. I have a goal set for my followers, but that's about it when it comes to social media. And honestly, it's just a fun way to motivate me to keep posting and keep doing what I love to do, which is post on social media. And also reading. That's kind of why I set a reading goal. It just keeps me motivated and wanting to do something that I'm extremely passionate about, because reading is my biggest hobby. Okay, so now let's move into the TBR portion. There will be 26 books. I don't know much about some of these, so some of these will just be giving you the title and that's it. So the only one that I'm going to be holding up physically is my current read, which is Losers Part 1. I'm finally reading it. I am on chapter 6. I haven't moved my bookmark yet. I'm on chapter 6. And so I am reading Losers Part 1. If you guys don't know, this comes after The Dare. It is a why choose dark romance, and it's bully two lovers, bully to friends. I really don't know, okay? But she did used to bully them, and they're the outcasts, the freaks, if you will, and I love them. The second one is Rejected by 𝖘𝖈𝖎𝖆. This is a wolf shifter romance. That's all I really know, and I'm excited because I love anything with wolves. Werewolves, wolf shifters, Omegaverse. I love it all. Okay, I learned last year that I really love wolves. Going in with that, Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. I did start this last year. I didn't finish it, and so I do really want to go back, reread what I read last year, and then finish it because I was really enjoying it. And then Libby took it away from me, and I have not finished it yet. And the next one is Soul Searching by Lila Sage. I am so excited to read this one. I wanted to read it last fall. I didn't get to it. I'll probably end up reading it again in the fall because I heard that it's kind of like a fall book. Like, it has just like the vibes are kind of like fall. So I'm either going to read it in the fall or I'm going to read it when I'm missing the fall time. Yeah, I know that it's like supernatural, small town, everything that I love. So I'm excited. The next one is The Hunt by Z.W. Taylor. This is book 2. The first one is The Bite. And again, it has to do with wolves. The first one, she gets bit. Obviously. This one, I really don't know what happens, but I do think that the romance starts becoming more obvious in book 2 because there's 3 books. I think the romance starts in book 2, and I'm so excited. I even loved book 1 without any romance, and usually I only like having books with no romance if it's a thriller. Even then, a thriller with romance, I'm gonna eat it up. But I really liked it. I really liked it, and I feel like I know who her love interest is. I feel like I know it. And then we have Cash by Jessica Peterson. This is a cowboy romance. I believe I read Sawyer as an arc, and I wanted to go back and read Cash and Wyatt. I think are the 3 that are out. I think Duke is either just came out, maybe it's coming out. I really don't know. I know that I read book 3 as an arc, and then I wanted to go back and read Cash, and I believe Wyatt. So that is on my TBR. Next, we have Endless Anger by Sav R. Miller. I think this one is dark academia, mafia, enemies to lovers or friends to lovers. I really don't know, but I do know that it's dark academia, and I believe mafia. Then another one that I think is mafia, Ruthless Creatures by J.T. Geisinger. I believe this one is the first book in a mafia series. I could be so wrong though. I really could. I believe it's dark, and that's what I love, so I'm here for it. And then another one that I started at the end of last year is Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath. This is, I believe, book 3 or book 4 in the Pucking Around series. The Jacksonville Rays series, I believe is what it's called. And I am loving it so far. I don't know how far I am into it, but I am loving it. The next one is 𝖘𝖙𝖔𝖗 by 𝖘𝖙𝖔𝖗𝖊𝖋𝖗. I believe is how you pronounce her name. I'm really hoping that is correct. If it's not correct, please correct me in the comments. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing names correctly. But I believe this one is just a cute little hockey romance. Might be spicy, might not be. I really don't know. I'm excited to read it nonetheless. And then another one that, are we surprised? I started last year, didn't finish it. Now I'm still in the middle of it in this year. That is okay. It is The Wolf King. I am so excited. I am loving this. I am reading it on my Kindle and audio, like tandem reading it. And if you guys are also wrestling fans, does the male narrator sound like Drew McIntyre to you? Or is it just because he's Scottish and has a deep voice? Someone, please help. Because it's not everything that he says sounds like him, but there's just some things that he says, and I'm like, that is Drew. That is Drew McIntyre. Right there. Like, in my ear holes, that is Drew. Yeah. The next one is Psycho Shifters by Jasmine Moss. I don't know if this one is wolves or what they are, but I do know that they're shifters, and I'm excited for it because I'm learning that I really like a shifter romance, whether it be wolves or lions or bears or tigers. Oh my. Yeah, I just love them. The next one has been on my TBR for a while. That is Fallen Academy Year 1 by Leah Stone. I don't really know much about it. I think it's like Angels and Demons, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm excited. It needs to get off my TBR, and I do believe it's a YA. I could be wrong though. The next one, I feel like everyone and their mother has already read this, but it's Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. Every time I have to say the word rivalry, I get so scared because that is such a hard word to pronounce for me. But yeah, I feel like everyone has read this book, and I am so late, but it's an MM hockey romance, and I just need to know what the hype's about. I want to read it, and then I want to watch the show. And we have Ocean of Sin and Starlight by Corinna Hall. I really loved book 1, which is A Ship of Bones and Teeth. And so I really want to get to this one. I love a siren romance. Okay, maybe I just love paranormal romances because yeah, sirens, wolves, vampires, ghosts, demons. I just love a paranormal romance. Going into Wolf Shifters and Omegaverse, we have Primal by Kaylee King. I just heard about this one a couple weeks ago, and it's a rejected mate's dark paranormal romance, and I'm here for that. I am 100% here for that, and I will be sat. And actually, I do have it on my Kindle, and I'm probably going to be starting it within the next week or so. And then again, one that I started last year and didn't finish it, The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. I loved books 1 and 2, started book 3, and it's starting off a little bit slower than the other two, but I am still enjoying it. It is a hockey romance, it is friends to lovers, and I am here for it. How many times am I going to say that I'm excited, or I'm here for it, or I'm sad? Okay, whatever. Let's just carry on. The next one is Sins of Betrayal by Juniper Nix. This one's also been on my Kindle for quite some time. It is a motorcycle club romance, and I learned last year, again, that I love MC romances. There's just something about them. And then I also started Sons of Anarchy. I actually need to go and continue Sons of Anarchy because I think I'm still on like episode 4 or 5. I need to get on that because I really did enjoy it while I was watching. The next one is Wrath of an Exile by Monty J. This is the 2nd gen series for my favorite dark romance series. If you guys have never read the Hollow Boy series by Monty J, please read it. I understand book 1 is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. If you don't like book 1, just give book 2 a chance. I promise. I personally loved every single book. I think I rated every single book 5 stars. But if you don't like book 1, just give book 2 a chance, see if it gets better, because I promise it does. Like I said, I loved book 1, but if you don't, just try book 2. The next one is Warmer Colder by Alexia Onyx. My first read of 2025 was Come Out, which is book 1 in that series, and I loved it, and so I'm so excited to go into Warmer Colder. It is a paranormal romance, and I'm gonna eat it up, okay? I just am. Next one is Liminal by Lila Andrews. I don't know much about this, but I was scrolling through my Kindle and I saw that I got it on a Stuff Your Kindle day. I think it's a dark paranormal romance, and I was just like, yep, on my TBR. So that's why it's there. Hopefully, I love it. Another one that I got on a Stuff Your Kindle day that I was just scrolling through and I was like, that sounds good, is The Nocturne Abyss by 𝖘𝖙𝖔𝖗𝖊𝖋𝖗𝖔. It seems like it'll be like a dark Hunger Games style. Like there's these trials that come, and yeah, I really don't know. It just kind of seems like it'll be like a dark Hunger Games vibe, and yeah, that is exactly what I need. That is exactly what I need. I love the Hunger Games so much, but if we made it like dark and adult, I feel like I might like that. And the next one, again, has been on my TBR for quite some time, and that is The Poisoner by Ivy Ophelia. I am so excited. What else do I need? Vampires, dark, gothic. That's everything I love. The next one is a thriller and is The Thicket by Noelle W. Eiley. I read, I think, one other thriller by this author last year and loved it. Ate it up. It reminded me of Criminal Minds, which just made me want to read all of her thrillers. So I'm very excited to get to this one. It is actually on my Kindle and has been for months. So it's finally time that I read it. And the last book, I actually did kind of start it. I only got like 2 chapters in, but it is The Coven by Harper L. Woods. And I just feel like this is going to be right up my alley. A dark, paranormal, vampires. I think there's more like supernatural creatures other than vampires, but I'm so excited, okay? I'm going to eat it up. I know I am. I'm going to love it, and I'm most likely going to rate it 5 stars. In fact, I really hope I rate a lot of these 5 stars because I'm so excited for so many of them. But those were all of my 2026 goals, my 2026 TBR. And now my question for you guys is, what are your 2026 goals? What is on your 2026 TBR? And are you bringing any books into the new year with you? Because I definitely did bring a couple. I definitely brought Pecking Sweet, The Wolf King, and honestly probably a couple more, but I am completely forgetting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. It means the absolute world to me that you take time out of your day to watch my videos. It literally means so much to me. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.